Started as an East Coast vibe, now I'm going worldwide. We got this bitch going crazy. I used to take the Mazda for a drive, now I'm on the 405 like it's fuck you, pay me. We really sick of standing outside, had to push them all aside. It's what you get for trying to play me. I bet they make a movie when I die just to talk about my life. They need an actor to portray me. I got this motherfucker clear like an eye drop. I got elevator flow, I'm on a high top. I got little something stacked like an IHOP. This is '05, you would put it on your iPod. I'ma give you something that you can't forget. Put the price up, baby, add the tax a bit. Know you saw the comma, thought it was an accident. Well, it wasn't. It's about time the kids buzzing. I'm trying to get a peek in the elevator. But if we talking peaks, I need mine like the Himalayas. I'm talking yay high, man. I never had a vertical limit. I ain't seen you put in work in a minute. I gotta put on for the family. That goes for every person that's in it. Used to scrape by working as a service attendant till I got more. Bitch, I ain't comfy. I need the top floor. Doing anything to get that spot for. Started as an East Coast vibe, now I'm going worldwide. We got this bitch going crazy. I used to take the Mazda for a drive, now I'm on the 405 like it's fuck you, pay. We really sick of standing outside, had to push them all aside. It's what you get for trying to play me. I bet they make a movie when I die just to talk about my life. They need an actor to portray me. I ain't settling for nothing that be under an M. There's only one of me, there's 100 of them. Gotta listen close, I drop hundreds of gems. From the start, no, I wasn't pretend. With the world on my back, had to drop my own ego. Problems at the crib, we couldn't fix a Home Depot. Dad was on tilt, mom's off the vino. Room full of smoke like we lived in a casino. She know, day I moved out is when I opened my eyes. Looking for the truth like God, show me a sign. I'm not religious or the holiest kind, but the blessings came to me when I opened my mind. I was running around the city, man, I knew I had to make some. Wasn't raised a thief, but if I had to, I would take some. Worked the Frito-Lay, I was writing on my breaks, son. Plotting on a record, waiting for the day we break one.
Nah, I was just, no, I'm really busy, just wrapping up some stuff in the studio. Yeah, everything's good. I mean, it's just been a lot of, like, settling in and whatnot. Yeah. I'm not really sure when I'm coming back. I don't have any plans of it right now,
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. My heart on my sleeve.
Yeah. We are back in the business. The New York Yankees just finished a 6-game road trip, and they went 500 against Oakland and St. Louis. Derek, before we got to get a little bit of agita and get angry about the Yankees going 3-3, how you doing, my friend?
Yeah, I'm pretty pissed about them going 3-3, but other than that, I'm all right. Can't complain.
Yeah, hey, that's the best way to be. We're okay. The Yankees are not okay, but we kind of understand that already. So the Yankees do go 3-3. And by the way, chat, thank you all for being here. Smack that like button. I also got pinned in there to leave a 5-star review for Designated Spitters on Apple, Spotify, wherever the hell you take a listen. And if you're just watching on YouTube, hit the like button. That always helps. But the Yankees do go 3-3. They lose today to St. Louis. Jordan Montgomery outduels Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole sent him a little cowboy tipping his cap to him after the game. But it's not to blame on Cole. It is, again, to blame on this dreadful Yankee offense that you never know what you're going to get with this club. Typically, it's very bad, but every now and then they'll show off a little bit. We saw that against Oakland. We saw the good and bad on these 6 games.
Yeah. How many hits we get today? Like 3 or 4?
2. I think it was 2, actually.
Oh,
yeah,
my God.
I want to say 2. I'm going to double check that real quick.
Aren't you getting tired of that? Like, aren't you getting tired of just these pathetic one? It's like a football team that goes 3 and out every single time they have the ball. It's so frustrating. We just got to get somebody hitting. I don't know what the answer is. I mean, unless they want to go out and make some deals. I mean,
Three hits.
Three hits. Impressive. So, hey, 33% more than we thought. So
Exactly. There you go. So, yeah, man, 3 hits. Of course, Mingo has a perfect game involved in that. And then the Yankees just come out the next day and, or after that, you're hoping, and I get where people come, because people were like, anybody talking about, this is going to turn the Yankee season around, you guys are nuts. And I'm just sitting there going, guys, stranger things have happened. Sometimes teams get in fights and they kind of all gel together and they perform better. I was hoping maybe this moment would bring the Yankees together a little bit, and the offense maybe will start performing a little more. And it's just been more of the same shit. I don't think anything could really wake this team up right now. I do believe it is going to require some sort of a facelift on the offense side to see this club perform better offensively.
I mean, we were talking about this on the post game today.
Yep.
And we've mentioned it before. It just feels like the philosophy is not working, right? I mean, how many times have we changed batting coaches? We've changed batting coaches a number of times.
Yep.
But the same problems persist. That tells me it's whatever directives they're getting above the hitting coaches, right? So it's if you're trying to figure out, a problem, you do what's called troubleshooting, right? You test this, and if that works, then you test something else. We've figured out now it's not the hitting coaches, right? It's
correct.
Although, I mean, I'm sure it doesn't help to have a guy who doesn't care about stats as the hitting coach, but
it's a bigger issue.
Right. In general, there's something more fundamental at play that led to Dylan Lawson being there in the first place, if that makes any sense.
No, you're 100% spot on. I agree. It's definitely an overall philosophy issue of some sorts. And I always bring this up because it just, to me, the Yankees have the blueprint. They just got to look at 2009 and the dynasty years, and it's on-base percentage, batting average, a little bit of power mixed in there. And you could really balance out a lineup. But we talked a little the other day, too, about what the Yankees could do, but I don't want to jump into that yet because, look, we got July. July is here. There's going to be a shit ton of talk about what moves the Yankees are going to make. We're going to do this a lot. So let's just jump to where the Yankees stand right now in the AL East. We'll also look at the wild card. With the loss today, the Yankees are 46-38 on the season. They're 10 games back. I believe Tampa is still playing Seattle. Last I looked, that game was 6-6. So I don't know what's happening there right now, but you jump over to the wild card. The Yankees are holding on to that last wild card spot. Toronto's right there. The Angels right there. And by the way, Shohei Ohtani hit his 31st home run today. The guy doesn't stop hitting. I mean, at what point do you really just say that this guy really is no doubt one of the greatest ball players of all time?
I mean, he's like nothing I've ever seen.
I mean, who has? I don't think anybody's seen this.
We had Mike Trout on Foul Territory the other day, and he was just talking about how he doesn't really think about anything other than baseball all day long. You know what I mean? He's just kind of like, he's one of those people who's 100% focused on his game, kind of like Michael Jordan was. Michael Jordan, I mean, he would go out and gamble or whatever, but like you weren't gonna find him, doing anything that hurt his game, right? He was so focused on his game. And I think Shohei might even be like to a higher degree because there's more games. You play every single day, 2 different positions.
Yep.
So it's wild. It's just wild.
When I saw that today, I'm like, all right, number 31. I mean, this guy doesn't slow down at all. And where the Yankees stand right now, it's very easy. It's very, very easy for anybody to go, well, Pete, they're going to get in, right? I mean, they're going to make the playoffs, and that is not a given. I mean, that is definitely not a given with a team like Toronto right there, the Angels right there. You never know if Boston adds a little bit of something and they go on a little bit of a run. Cleveland always seems to go on runs in the second half. So does Seattle. So there's a lot of teams that are within 5 games of where the Yankees are right now that could very easily come out of nowhere, and the Yankees continue the same nonsense and find themselves looking up going, damn, we didn't even make it.
Let me ask you this. Of the teams behind us, who do you think is going to be the most aggressive in adding? I think it might be the Angels, just because.
I was going to say, it might be the Angels. They have to.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it as a financial way, you want to get in this last year with Ohtani because for a fact, I mean, you're going to make a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
So Ohtani's going to likely leave. I don't think there's a possibility that he stays with the Angels. I don't believe that. Some people still believe that maybe there's a possibility. I don't see that personally. It could happen, but I don't see it. And I think you're right. I think that team needs to be very much involved in just about anybody.
Yeah.
Whatever they can do to get and add to that club and go on a run with Trout being healthy, with Ohtani doing what he's doing right now, that's what that team needs to do. And they probably will be the most aggressive out of the teams below the Yankees.
Send them Severino and Giancarlo Stanton to DH when Ohtani's pitching. That's
Oh man, if the Yankees could figure something like that out, forget about it. I'll take whatever they want back, maybe in a deal like that.
Couple of burgers.
A couple of burgers, a couple of wings, something different instead of the chicken bucket. We had a little something different to it. Why the hell not? But the Yankees do have an all-star of their own. Garrett Cole is on the all-star team, and I think he is starting, isn't he? Has that been announced?
I haven't heard that he's starting. I heard that he was named, but I was pressure watching my house when I got the alert, so I wasn't watching MLB Network. It very well may be the case. He's had a good year.
Somebody in the chat would say it. I don't know if he's starting, but he did make the team.
8-2, 2.79 ERA. I don't think that we can put any of the blame so far this season on Garrett Cole. He's had a couple of ups and downs, but he's been mostly really good. Even a day like today, he pitched well enough to win.
Yeah, Cole was excellent today, man. It's almost like I really wish I just record these things and I don't have to speak it and I just put it on repeat, because we're saying the same thing a lot of times, but we have to, because we're content creators and we talk about this stuff. But one of the most frustrating things to me being a Yankee fan, and I mentioned this today during the game, which was extremely boring. The Yankees just looked lifeless. Like they just wanted to get home and get out of here. And Brian Cashman at the end of last year basically admitted what was wrong with the Yankees offense. And I sat there and I said, yeah, that's all correct. Maybe they're going to get more athletic, add more speed, guys that put the ball in play more. And here we are, Derek, and it's another year, and we are saying the same thing over again. Now I've kind of changed my terminology. Now I just say they need a facelift. Because they got pieces, but they need they need a change, and it's not a one guy change.
Albert Einstein once said, an intellectual solves a problem and a genius avoids it. So I think that Cashman just avoiding the problem is trying to prove that he's a genius after all. Just trying to just put his fingers in his ears and say, hey, everything's fine here. We're going to ignore the problem. No, I feel like we're going to find out what Cashman's made of, and we're going to find out what teams think of our system over these next 6 weeks.
That's a great point.
It'd be interesting to see what happens with guys like Dominguez, Everson Pereira, what the Yankees think of these guys, because we don't have a lot of outfielders ready to step in this year, but those guys could be a part of the plans for next year. So whoever they end up dealing, it'll be a sign of what their plans are for the future.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit worried that there's not going to be much out there that's available that fits what the Yankees need. How many good left-handed hitters are available around the league? The only guys you can really think of, maybe Clay Bellinger or Cody Bellinger rather, maybe Nootbaar, the Cardinals might.
I'll tell you who looks nice on the Cardinals, man. That Brandon Donovan.
Oh, he's good. He got a good swing too.
Brandon Donovan could hit, man. That's a guy that can hit the ball. So yeah, I don't know. San Diego lost again today. I'm in love with Soto. I admit, I like the way you love Dominguez. I love Soto. That's how I feel about Juan Soto. I love that friggin' guy, and I trade whatever the hell it is to get him. But we don't know. We have no idea what's gonna happen. And like you said, you're right. There really isn't anybody that the Yankees could plug in. We talk about Estevan Florio. Guys, I'm done with it. He's not coming up. He's not helping the Yankees. They're not going to give him a chance. They would have done it already. Yeah. And at this point, there probably really isn't a reason. You got a deadline here now. Maybe you could trade him. Maybe he becomes traded finally.
He's what organizations will call organizational depth. Yeah. A guy who's who's played in the big leagues, kind of understands the game, hangs around for a while, will put up good numbers, we'll teach some of the younger guys, how to be a professional, but never going to be like a major league stud. And he's a great athlete, but I think it's just clear that they feel the numbers in AAA will not translate to the major leagues. The same way Hoy Parks didn't translate beyond like a week or so. I don't know what it is they're looking at, but hey, it is what it is. We can't do anything about it.
Yeah, facts. And my only hope for For Estevan Florial is that truly he goes to another club and he does well. He gets a chance and he actually can become a major leaguer. That to me is the best case scenario for his career. And we do got some good news though, as our guy, the big free agent signing on the pitching side is finally going to start. And that game is going to be on July 7th.
Friday.
Which I want to say is Friday. July 7th. Carlos Rodon is back, folks. He is ready. And I say back because he's been injured and he's not like he's pitched for us before, but he's back finally. This is finally the guy we've been waiting for. And man, I tell you, I know I've been hearing already maybe 75 pitches, maybe 80. He goes that first start. I just want him to strike somebody out and flick somebody off, and that's it. And that's all I want to see, and I'll be happy.
Yeah, I want to see the bulldog mentality. We need one of those. But we should mention, I'll be joining you to call that game, and then we'll be doing the recap on my channel. So little double dose. Yep. We're gonna kind of, react in real time, and then analyze it and talk about it after the game. So big night that we've been waiting for, that we wanted to do 3.5 months ago.
Yep. It was supposed to be at our first event. I mean, he was supposed to start that game. So yeah, we've all been waiting. I planned it that way. I'm like, all right, 1, 2. 2 should be Carlos. Let's do it that date. And we're excited about it. And then of course it falls off. And many people thought, that he was never going to pitch. And here he is now, Ashley Rodon is having a great time right now because, she got to shoot it in some people's face saying that, hey, he's never going to pitch. It's like, bullshit, reliable source. I know.
Who was it that said that? Was it John Boy that said that?
I believe it was, yes. Yeah, it was. So that was, You've
never been wrong before, so that's a first.
No, yeah, that's a first in a lifetime. So that, can't be too upset about that. But speaking of also changing up and getting much better on the season, the Yankees are getting a major boost by our young shortstop, Anthony Volpe.
Looking good.
Who, ever since the whole chicken parmesan thing, the Austin Wells conversation, Anthony Volpe is just been phenomenal. And the funny thing is, Christian of NYYST brought this up to me today. He was like, imagine that all that little stuff, that little tiny adjustment changed Volpe this much. And I simply responded, imagine if we had coaches who could recognize that.
Right. How are they not looking at film every day? Like, if I had known they weren't doing it, I'd have fixed it 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm telling you, I'm like, we were talking about it. We were talking about it months before it. Immediately. You just watch him and you go, all right, he can't hit an outside pitch. Well, what does that mean? Probably means he's opening up too early. And then you see where his foot is landing. Like, yeah, he's opening up too early. This is an easy fix. Either move the front foot closer to the bag, which means when you open up, you're not opening up as much. And it's an easy fix. And it's not like you watched and you saw, oh man, Volpe made this gigantic change. It's not even like that. It's not some like monumental change.
It's a tweak. It was
a tweak. And since that tweak, if you just look at this, his last 30 games, 92 at-bats, 272, 330, 446 on the slugging. His last 15, 370, 453 on base percentage, 522 slugging. And of course, his last 7, he's batting 500. So 13 for 26. The guy's been absolutely phenomenal for the Yankees. And we're finally starting to see the guy that we expected to see. Hitting the ball to right field very well. Driving the ball to right field.
Yeah.
So we are getting the Anthony Volpe that we were expecting to see for a while. And it's just a major boost for this club.
Hot streaks are interesting. One thing that Don Mattingly used to always say is that he wanted to see how long players could keep their hot streaks going. I know the Yankees don't believe in hot, but I still believe in hot. And to me, they're kind of like a weather event. All this energy kind of comes together and it becomes cyclonic, and eventually the energy is spent. But the storm can do a lot of damage if it sticks around a while. So that's what you want. You want this hot streak to stick around all summer. Couple of months, stay hot, probably tail off at some point, but now that he's getting hot, let's just see if he can ride it for a long time. Stay into the, stay in the video room, understand, what you're doing and what you're having success with, taking the ball to all fields. Forget about the home runs. We don't need you to be a home run hitter right now. We need base runners. We need line drives. We need things, moving, because right now the offense has been so stagnant that, it's just painful to watch.
Yeah, it's painful to watch, and it's really painful to even call it. Today, I'm telling you, man, there was a part towards like the 6th or 7th where I was like, I'm actually sleepy watching this game, and I never get like that because I usually have so much energy calling the game, and they really had me like on the edge today. Like this really sucks. Like this is really bad. Yeah. And they're not getting much production still from DJ LeMahieu, who has just been nowhere near the same guy. Even though Giancarlo Stanton, I mean, I don't know what else to say about him. I mean, at this, I'm and again, I'll be honest with you, man. I'm tired of using the injury stuff as an excuse all the time. Yeah. I'm like, bro, if the foot was that bad, get the surgery on it.
Right. Yeah.
Like, if it was really this bad and the Yankees knew it and he knew it, get the damn surgery. Like, just get the surgery done and let's see you be at least a 260, 270 guy.
Yeah.
Like, at this point, being a 220-something hitter that's slow as shit. I mean, what's the use of you anymore, to be fair?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's pretty much all defense, but you can find a lot of guys to play defense. Peraza can play defense. Donaldson can play defense. Look, he's hitting 225 right now. It's 4 points better than Volpe, and we've been crapping on Volpe all year. Only difference is he makes 15, 16 million bucks.
Yep.
And he's just not producing. Now, he hit the ball hard once today. I felt like he's hit the ball harder a little bit on this road trip, but he's still whiffing a lot.
Yeah.
He doesn't look as tight and compact at the plate as he did a couple of years ago, where, everything that came in, it seemed like he was waiting on it and just hitting it, with his best swing. Now he kind of looks like he's just kind of flailing around. He's all arms and legs and gangly. Yeah. And I just, I feel like he's lost. I feel like he's lost at sea, man. And I just don't know what the fix is, but I have no confidence in Dylan Lawson to help him fix it.
No, that's what I was
not looking at video.
Yeah, like really, if there is a fix in there, are the Yankees coaches even looking for it?
Right.
Are they even looking for it? Are they understanding that there's an issue there? And then you just look up and down the Yankees lineup, man. I mean, Giancarlo Stanton, I don't know what to say about G anymore. You almost get mad when he walks because it's like, well, he can't run, so a ball in the gap's not going to score him if he's at first base. I'm like, it really is a weird predicament the Yankees are in, and I really do not see it getting better. With the guys they're expecting, I don't see it getting better with these guys.
How is somebody as fit and as strong as him, as unathletic as him? Because, I mean...
He's a stiff, man. He's a complete stiff.
He can't... I mean, there's a ball hit right at him in the outfield, and he moves about 3 feet and catches it awkwardly. I mean, he's got no mobility. And, again, this is one he signed for, 4 more years after this? I mean, these are
You said you don't think he makes it through it, right?
No, I don't. So look, we've seen this happen a few times. A-Rod, Teixeira, even McCann to a degree. They moved him. Hicks. A lot of times when the Yankees get near the end of the contract or within distance where they've sold enough tickets to make up for it, they'll let somebody go. I can't see them letting go Giancarlo this season. Right. If he's sitting like this a year and a half from now, like the end of 2024, if it's August of 2024 and Giancarlo's hitting 189, getting booed every at bat, got 7 home runs, spent half the season on the IL, his ass is going to be out of town, and we both know it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I guess the last guy of all of the older Yankees in the lineup that they're depending on is, of course, Senor Shitty Skunk Mullet, as I call him. Bad Dog famously said on my stream. Josh Donaldson. How much longer does I can't see August 1st. I really can't.
I think you were right. The All-Star game, we got a few days. After that, I mean, how much money do you really owe the guy after this? I mean, man. it's you pay him through the rest of the season. It's a sunk cost. Nobody's going to take him. Look, Peraza hit another home run yesterday. He hits line drives. He's one of the best defensive players in your entire system.
Yeah.
He's not ranked as a prospect right now because he graduated last year, but he was your number 2 freaking prospect, and they're treating him like
you would never know.
They're treating him like a dog, dog. It's unacceptable.
It is completely. It's a great way of putting it. It is unacceptable. And look, man, I mean, if we were picking on Josh Donaldson because we don't like him, and let's be honest here, there are some things about Josh Donaldson that a lot of people don't like in general. He seems like an asshole quite a bit.
I mean, he's a hemorrhoid. He's a walking hemorrhoid.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that 150%. And then if Josh Donaldson was hitting 230 right now, and he's hitting a lot of homers still, playing great defense, I'm like, you know what? I mean, yeah, he's bad, but
Yeah.
What if Peraza came up and hit 189? I mean, what if Peraza hits 200?
Right.
Peraza would have to come up and hit 220, 225, 230, and he's like, all right, well, we improved. I mean, at least he got good speed, good defense, and he could run.
That's what I'm saying. It's like DJ's hitting 225, Donaldson's hitting, I don't know, 130, some ridiculous. Like,
something.
It's like, it honestly, like you or I could almost hit what Josh Donaldson's hitting. We wouldn't hit the same home runs.
Correct.
But, like I would run into one once in a while.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Just give us practice.
I was going to say, give us enough time.
A lot less money.
Facts. Give us enough time, and you'll see. You know, that a lot of people could put the type of numbers up that Josh Donaldson is actually putting up when it comes to the average number. All you got to do is go 2 of 10. If you start getting used to it, 2 of 10, 2 of 10, 2 of 10, 2 of 10, you're hitting 200. You're doing better than Josh Donaldson. I mean, and even worse than 2 of 10 the majority of the time, considering he's only hitting 130 something.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could be pretty damn bad to do what Josh Donaldson is doing. And like you said, the Yankees aren't locked into this guy for multiple years to come to be like, you know, we got to get something out of him. At this point, you start the facelift that we talked about by the easiest move you can make. Hey, Josh, it's been good. Handshake. Enjoy.
Here's a watch. Enjoy your trip.
Yeah,
Enjoy your trip to the Caribbean.
Here's the last bat you homered with. The last bat you got a single with back in 1976.
Peraza's hitting 278 in AAA. I mean, not tearing the cover off the ball, but you're not going to tell me he's going to hit 100 points less.
No, come on.
He might hit 230, 240, but like you said, that's better than what we're getting right now. And he's going to get better. That's one thing that I hate about the Yankees is they ignore the trajectory that someone is on.
Oh yeah.
Let's get
Big
Josh
time.
Donaldson when his trajectory is like John F. Kennedy's plane. You know, let's obviously one of your top prospects is going to get better. You put him in the major league. He might not be an all-star right away, but you tell me he's not going to hit, 230, 240, then how the hell is he a top prospect? That's a different problem. Yeah. They're scared. They're scared to hand the keys over to a young kid.
That's exactly what it is.
And it's just a pussy move from it's frankly, it's quite unfair to this kid because he's done everything you've asked for him. He's kept his mouth shut. He lost the job in spring training, even though he played well last year, played in the postseason after taking an entire round off, came in and did a great job in the ALCS, made a couple of nice defensive plays, went down to AAA, kept his mouth shut, and is putting up numbers. What more can you ask of him? Get him up here.
No doubt. And guys, we are 40 likes away from 100. Smacky the likey. But that is the way you're right. That is the way you start the facelift of the Yankees. Because I'll be honest, again, I don't care if Carlos Rodon comes back and he's phenomenal. And him and Garrett Cole are like the best 1-2 punch in Major League Baseball. These guys are scoring 1 runs against the teams like the Cardinals, like the Athletics.
Yeah.
This team don't got a shot. They don't got a chance. Because both of those guys could come in and dominate. And they could lose a game 2-1 or 2-0. I mean, it doesn't matter what your pitching is. The Yankees have had great pitching all year, folks, and they're in 3rd place. And they're just hanging on to a wild card spot. The offense needs a fix.
You can't keep getting 4 or 5 hits a game. Go out and get somebody who's like top 3 in the league in hits and on a losing team. Overpay if you've got to.
That's what I'm saying.
We got to get hits in the lineup.
I agree.
Look, if you look at the trajectory that Volpe's on, it's clear he's going to get some hits in the second half because he's playing much better than he did in the first 2 months. So I feel like shortstop, you're okay. Gleyber Torres actually gets a fair amount of hits for who he is. He doesn't strike out as much.
I agree.
I'm a little bit worried about Anthony Rizzo with the injuries, but I think that, he's at least going to run into some home runs in the second half, but he might be a guy that just benefits from sitting out the All-Star break, taking 4 or 5 days off, put your feet up, sit in the jacuzzi, don't work out, don't take BP, get off your feet, rest, come back healthy, and stay healthy. I feel like they need to fix third base. They need to fix left field. McKinney has slowed down a little bit after that hot start. We haven't seen much from him over the last several days. I mean, how long do you want to ride with him, considering that, in his career, he's never done what he did for a couple of weeks.
Yep. And he is slowing down now as of late. I think he's batting like 250 right now, which is still better than the majority of our lineup. But just the fact of the matter is McKinney, I think, is 27, 28 years old.
Yeah.
Who expected McKinney's going to continue to just, have a phenomenal monster year and be one of the higher OPSs on the Yankees? I don't think anybody expected that. But then I think catcher's an issue too for the Yankees. Not that anybody needs to be an all-star, but I'm sorry, man. I think, he's not playing in AAA today. I don't know why. I know they're delayed, but they do have the lineup out. So Ben Rortvedt is not playing in AAA as of right now. But, man, even Austin Wells. I mean, I'm like, and this is, I think, again, what bothers me more than anything when it comes to the Yankees this year is we know what the problem is. And you said it before. They're too pussied to sit there just to say, you know what? Let's just change this thing because it's not working. So what are you fighting against to go, oh my God, but what if these guys come up and they don't work? But nothing has been working as it is. So like, what is the debate on this to push back and go, can't use Rortvedt, can't use Peraza. Some of these guys we got to keep. We can't go make that trade right now. When you got the pitching, what is the problem with changing the offense that has not worked for years now?
What's the point of even having Rortvedt and trading for Rortvedt if you're going to stick him in the minor leagues? Guy hit a monster home run yesterday. Did you see that home run he hit?
Yeah.
Freaking line drive about
he got a lot of fucking power,
40 feet over the fence. He's got a good swing. When he was up here, he had great at bats too. He looked good behind the plate.
Yep.
I'd argue he's a better player than Kyle Higashioka and definitely offensively. Trevino, maybe not defensively, but definitely better than Higashioka. And look, I'm just one of those people, and this is just a flat-out belief I will take to my grave. The best player on the depth chart should be in the major leagues at every position. The best player. Right now, Peraza is probably your best third baseman. He should be your third baseman. Rortvedt should probably be your catcher.
Yeah.
I don't know who the best organizational left fielder is right now, but that might be a spot where they need to go out and make a move. I mean, you might have to go out and overpay to look. I know you want Soto, but I can't see Cashman. I don't think he has that club in his bag.
And that's my problem right there is that I really need this deadline to be Hal Steinbrenner going, well, I got to be like my father now. Like, I know I want to kind of disregard or distance myself, and I want to do it a different way than maybe he did it. But there's some times where you got to look at it. If you really do want to win, and you could just look at this club and go, well, if there are big names available, you know what? We got a lot of guys at the higher levels that we don't have room for, that are going to have to go somewhere. Your Everson Pereira is doing phenomenal at AA. I mean, he is looking like, I know everybody, speaks so highly of Jason Dominguez, which is fair. Everson Pereira is hitting like 290 in AA.
He's doing great.
He's young. He's a young kid. He's good power, good everything. He's always been injured. That's his problem. He's never on the field.
Tyler Hardman, he's a third baseman, right?
Third baseman,
He had 18 home runs.
Yep, he had 3 the other day, 3 in one game just the other day. So there's a lot of guys in the Yankee system that I just feel like it's put up or shut up time. Aaron Judge is getting older. Carlos, not Rodon, but even him too, but Garrett Cole is getting older.
Yeah.
When are you expecting to win with these guys? Are you expecting to do it when Judge is 37?
Right.
When Cole is gone? I mean, what are you looking to say? Hey, guys, the trajectory may have to kind of kick up a little bit. Some of these guys that we're expecting in the future, we got to move them. If for an example, I know you don't think Cashman will do it. I agree with you. I don't think he will either. But if a team like the Padres open up and go, hey, guys, look, anybody's available. Let's have conversations. How are you not the Yankees and go, well, what do we need? We need this, this, and this. Let's try to get it all.
Now, if let's just pretend that he was George for a second. The only way that I go out and get Soto is if it's also like I get Hader, I get Snell, you take Donaldson. It's like I might be willing to give you a Dominguez and give you a Beater and give you somebody else.
Yep.
I'm not trading Volpe at this point.
Me either.
I'm probably not trading Peraza unless you'd have to get a huge haul to get Dominguez and Peraza. I mean, it's really our top 2 prospects.
Yeah.
I feel like you would have to get a haul. Like I don't want you dealing with any of my competitors. Give me everything, and we'll just figure it out from there. If you look at a rotation of Cole, Rodon, Snell, Cortez, and Herman.
What if you got to trade Cortez in that deal? to get those guys.
I trade him in a second for a second. Fucking kidding me? Cortez? You let me stop. You let Cortez stop me from getting Hader and Soto? Really? It's like I can't.
Snell is really fucking good, man.
He's
Snell's
good.
a really good pitcher. So
I would clean out my farm system, but you got to give me everybody. You can't just give me Soto. Soto alone doesn't.
I don't disagree.
And Hader, I mean, he becomes your back end guy, and that allows you to slide Clay Holmes and slide down what's his name, Mike King, into that 5th, 6th role where he comes in as like the vulture. You know, in the those tight middle inning games, throws you the 5th, 6th, gets you to the 7th. Yep. And then you got Loizaga coming back. That makes your bullpen almost unstoppable in a postseason. If you got to do a bullpen game, imagine that. Imagine Hader and Canely and Holmes and
shut them down. I mean, by the 5th inning, if you're leading, you're done. I mean, you're going to shut a team down. And you know, it's funny because we say that, and I don't see anybody saying this in the chat, but I can hear Yankee fans going, come on, that's impossible. It really isn't. I mean, it really isn't. If the Padres are in that situation where they go, look, we're $240 million, we're going to be in the hole.
Got to reset.
You got a lot of financial problems here. We could reset with some younger guys pretty quickly and get rid of a lot of salary, and the team will take it. Why not? Josh Donald said we got to take on that. It's the 1 year, and we'll say, hey, bye, see you later. It doesn't really hurt us, and we're kind of capping that money off anyway. Even if what if it's DJ LeMahieu? Hey, we'll take the 12, 13, 15, 16 million he's due for 3 years. You could add that in there. You never know. Maybe that's the facelift this team really does need.
That's one of the ways that I can see the Yankees working out of some of their bad contracts. We've seen this before where teams will attach a good prospect to a bad contract, you know? And the only way that you're going to do that is if it gets to be big and complex. Now, before the season, Michael Kay was saying that he heard from the higher ups in the organization that we're working on the big move. The big move. And the big
move.
And it never happened.
Bigger than his head.
But I know that in business, and then baseball is just a business, conversations, negotiations can rekindle quickly. You know, we don't know what was, who was in that deal, what was going on. Maybe it's one of those situations where Cashman picks up the phone and says, okay, you know how we wouldn't trade, Spencer Jones or whoever before?
Yeah.
Well, now we'll do it if you're still willing, that type of thing.
That's right. And guys, we're 20 likes away from 100. Let's get there. But it's as clear as day what this team really needs. I mean, you play, like we said again, you played Oakland. Oakland, you scored 1 run against in a 9-inning game. I mean, that's nearly impossible. The Yes Network was showing it all the time. Like, Oakland's bullpen isn't great. Here we go. They're last in everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, no, we just shut them down for 4 innings. Don't worry about it. We'll win.
We learned that bad pitching beats bad hitting.
Bad pitching beats bad hitting all the damn time, apparently. And, and that's my thing about this club is it's truly is as clear as day. And we're going to find out. Look, we got... What about August 1st is deadline day. As you guys already know, I'll be live basically that entire day, going over the deals and seeing what moves the Yankees make and what the team looks like after that date. But I'd even be somebody to say, you want to get on this stuff early. Like again, if a team like St. Louis opens up and goes, hey, everybody's available, we got to fix things here. If the Padres go, hey, everybody's available, we got to fix things here. I got both of those teams on the phone left and right. Here's everybody I want, how we make this happen. And whoever goes ahead and closes the deal, we're making a deal with you. Now, we're not waiting. And if you wanna pussyfoot around, see you later. I'm not playing around. We need to get these guys now. Because St. Louis also has a couple of stat guys that we can use on our club, depending on who you're looking for. But to me, it just all comes down to the offense, to see what move the Yankees actually make. Pitching is fine. I really would like to see them get a closer. I would still like a closer in there and not taking anything away from Clay Holmes, who's been one of the best relief pitchers of like the last 20, 25, 30 games. Tommy Canely has yet to give him a run. And the guy got ice in his veins, so if I needed him to close, I'm not too concerned about that. I think he could do it. But I still want that guy that's kind of done it already. He's been there and done that. I don't know if he's available. I have no idea. But this team needs to fix some shit, man, unless we're going to be having another year of us, either saying goodbye without even making the playoffs or quick 2-game outage in the wild card and say, yep, that's it, guys.
Well, if that happens, I think the fans are going to demand change, because last year they pretty much almost demanded change. I mean, it was all over the place. And you remember, Hal and Cashman essentially hid for a couple of weeks after the season was over. They usually come out and speak right away. They essentially hid, and it created all the speculation. Is something going to happen?
Yeah.
Is Boone coming back or whatever? And we found out that everybody came back. But if you miss the playoffs now, you can't blame it on injuries. You got to figure out a way.
I mean, I know a lot of times they say stuff and they don't really give a shit. They make another excuse to say why it was okay. But he kind of came out there and was like, hey, look, if we don't make the hard questions, whatever the shit that actually means. But
yeah,
we got a super chat by Rod Thompson. As my issue with Cashman when he negotiates is that he never calls up who he's not willing to trade. It's stupid. It's a great point. That's a great point. I talked about that during the game today. If you're not going to use these guys, trade them.
Yeah.
If they continue, they get higher up in level, performing, and you don't want to use them, trade them. Figure out for somebody you're going to use and actually play now. I don't even give a shit who it is, but get somebody on the team that you guys are actually comfortable playing with.
There's an old aphorism, too many cooks in the kitchen. I feel like there's probably too many suits having influence on the roster decisions. We talked about how you need somebody commanding, and he doesn't seem like a commanding presence. And I don't think Hal's attention is that of a commanding owner. So I feel like a lot of things skate by, and there's a lot of indecision where different people are contributing different things, and that causes decisions to not be made or to be pushed off. And then somebody gets hurt, and then we can't trade this guy now because so-and-so's hurt. We might need him. Or somebody has a hot streak. Well, let's see how this plays out. At some point, you got to shit or get off the pot.
Facts.
And the Yankees do not shit quite as much as I do.
Do not shit quite often. All right. Okay. So they don't do that. They don't do that as often as regular folks do. All right. So looking at the Yankees schedule coming now towards the All-Star game here, the All-Star break, 4 days off. You got 4 against the Baltimore Orioles, who we all know is not fucking easy. 4 against the Baltimore Orioles, not easy. And then 3 against the Chicago Cubs team that can hit the ball.
Yeah.
So these are not a final cute 7 games for the Yankees. They could just lollygag and fuck around. They're going to have to play some baseball here to have a winning record against these clubs.
I think they're going to go about 4-3, but, I'd be okay with a split against the Orioles and then 2 out of 3 against the Cubs. I feel like that's a solid homestand with this matchup. The Yankees should be, on paper better than the Cubs. I'm not sure they are.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I'm not sure they are either.
And the Orioles, they're going to play you tough. And there's a solid chance that the Orioles sweep the Yankees. Like there's a non-zero chance because we're not throwing Garrett Cole in that series. We're not throwing Rodon in that series. Yep. Look, Domingo Germán, he threw the perfect game, but how often do we see somebody back up a perfect game with a good outing? It almost never happens because you expend so much energy. Even though he only threw 99 pitches, there's a lot of mental energy, a lot of stressful pitches, especially those last 3 innings. Matter of fact, I'd probably push him back a day so he doesn't get hurt. You remember that game against the Red Sox a couple of years ago? Took a no-hitter into the 8th inning. Next time out, he got hurt. Corey Kluber threw a no-hitter. Next time out, he got hurt. David Cohn threw a perfect game, sucked the rest of his career. You got to be careful with these guys. I would not count on him dominating his next time out. And look, the Orioles are out for blood. And,
they want to finish the Yankees off. I mean, they want to prove that they're a superior ball club.
If they sweep the Yankees will be what? They're right now they're 4 games behind the Orioles, so they'd be 8 games behind the Orioles.
8 games behind the O's.
They're not catching the O's at that point.
No way. No way. And, like Yogi said, it's getting late early, and that's what it's doing here. I mean, it's the beginning of July, but you're looking up, you're seeing how far away you are. And again, the last 7 games are not easy. And you look at the rest of the schedule after the break, 3 against the Rockies, all right, cute. And then you play the Angels, tough team. Royals should be pretty easy. Mets should be easy, but who knows? And then you're right back in Camden Yards against the Orioles. I might actually try to attend one of those games in Camden Yards against the O's. But it's a tough finish here for the Yanks. And what they're going to do, they're probably going to get to see Bellinger up close on the 7th, 8th, and 9th if they're interested in getting them. But there's those pitching matchups right here. For what we're going to see, it'll be Domingo Germán, Clark Schmidt, and then to be determined, which apparently might be another bullpen game for the Yankees. And then, of course, Luis Severino, who has been about as ass can be.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the hell the answer with him is either. What do the Yankees do? I mean, at this point, it's almost like just get rid of the guy.
Orioles are going to pulverize Severino, man.
I mean, just trade him. Just at this point, it's almost like, well, somebody made a point. They were like, why don't you just, maybe a team will be willing to do like a starter that's going to be a free agent for a starter that's going to be a free agent. You take a risk.
Yeah.
And see, maybe another guy's better, change of scenery. Who knows?
But in what situation, are you getting somebody with better stuff than Severino? There's not
That's the thing. He has great stuff, but I still personally feel like there's something wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
I still
that
feel
little
like
something is missing. And, he was so great right out of the gate there. Look at that game against the Reds, I think, where he was throwing, everything was 99, 100 with just nasty, crisp. I've seen a lot of pitchers have their best stuff right before something breaks. Right. Yeah. It's like you're right. It's like you got that perfect synergy of everything. And then things start to go off the rails a little bit. Wouldn't shock me if he's hiding an injury and we find out about it. But either way, I'm not feeling confident against him versus the Orioles.
Well, Derek, I tell you what, you're gonna get sick of me this month. You know why?
What's
As
that?
my guy Mac Miles just said, Soto. So that's gonna be me all July. Damn it! I want Soto on the Yankees. Padres, call me up. I'm ready to deal. I'm ready to deal. Whoever you want, I'm sending them your way. Whoever you want, get me Soto on the Yankees. Damn it, I'm sick and tired of it. I'm tired of it. I want that man in this club. I want to win, damn it. And on top of that, man, we haven't even mentioned Aaron Judge. I need the big guy back, man. What are you thinking? Second week of August?
Oh,
the longer this goes, do you just keep going to your mind? I said the first week. Now I'm thinking the second. Then I'm going to think the third week. Then I'm going to say, fuck it. He's out for the year.
I said when it first happened, 2 or 3 months. And right now, 2 months would be optimistic. This is officially 1 month since he got hurt today. They're saying another August 3rd would be like the typical what they would line up. He's not a typical man. He's 282 pounds.
Big difference.
I'm thinking September, if anything. And I think the Yankees are going to be out of it by September. I tweeted the other day, man. I truly believe we've seen the last of Aaron Judge this year.
You did.
And if I had to place my money on if there was a roulette or whatever, and it was red for Judge back this year or green or black, whatever, for Judge not coming back this year, and I had, $100 chip and that's it, I put it on black. He's not coming back.
Wow, man. That'll be big. I mean, if that does happen to be the case, the Yankees are done. I mean, put a fork in them.
I think they're done already, but I mean, that's just
I don't disagree. The only reason I'm holding out hope, and it's probably me, the optimistic fan in me, which people probably hear that and go, Pete, how you're optimistic, really? I mean, yeah, I love the Yankees. I want the Yankees to prove me wrong most of the time. I want to be wrong about the Yankees when I feel like they're not going to win. I hope that maybe they do recognize the offense sucks ass. And we are holding out because, look, we know we're going to be a wild card team. We're not catching a Rays. We understand that. We're going to hold out, see what's available, and we're going to look to really restructure this offense. Maybe that's the case. Maybe I'm believing a little too hard in this club and being a little more optimistic than I normally am. But I see the pitching, and I see how good it is and could be.
Yeah.
And again, if you just add a couple of bats, you release Donaldson, get that shit off our club. Maybe you sit down JD a little more. LeMahieu, and go, hey, look, man, it's not working. The other thing to consider too is if Judge comes back, how much is he DHing?
Right.
I mean, do you look at him and go, hey, look, I'm sorry, but Stan, you got to get in right field unless you're not playing. I mean, we need him DHing.
I would do that. Like if he's having trouble running but can still hit, I'd get him out there. Surgery in the offseason if you got to have it. Giancarlo, play right field. Best of luck, buddy.
Yeah,
best of luck.
Look, unfortunately, you're going to be like a platoon guy for the rest of the year. You have to. You got no choice. Of course, Judge will get his off days and all that, but at the end of the day, if we need you DHing, you're more valuable to this club than he is. You don't have a spot at the moment. It's that simple. So, all right, guys. Derek, you got any last words to wrap us up with?
I just want to correct Jimmy Z here, who says that Judge doesn't have a stress fracture or ligament damage. We don't know about stress fracture, but we do know he's got a torn ligament.
Yeah.
And that is, as Samantha says, no joke.
No, that is definitely no joke. And Judge did come out flat out and said, no, I have a torn ligament. He said it, exactly what he had. The Yankees were kind of playing around with words, not to make it sound as bad and as definite as it was. So, we'll see what happens, guys. And again, this is the beginning of July. We are here. This is the month that I do believe makes or breaks the Yankees. I believe that. I think maybe a couple of bad teams open it up and they go, hey, look, there's a lot of contenders out there. We know we're not one. The roster's yours. Have fun at it. Let's see what best offers we get. And maybe it's more of a deadline than some of us expected because there are some teams that are really out of it. Padres are falling really out of it. Pittsburgh, I think, is like 5 games out. They've kind of fallen off a little bit. St. Louis, forget about it. I mean, the team got a great lineup. I think I watched them. I go, how the fuck is this team so bad? They got a hell of a lineup. But they might, send some things out there. And maybe we'll have her pick at a few good players. And maybe Hal will put his money where his mouth is. Go, look, if we got to go over, we'll go over. I don't believe him. I don't believe he will go over. We've seen him say the same thing before, and we had to give up more guys to get teams to pay salaries to be able to acquire them. So even if it's more the same, we got to do it. Hopefully we do. And the offense does get my quote-unquote facelift, and we are a different club heading into August.
Yeah.
That's all I hope.
Well, hang in there, man. We got a long way to go.
We do.
80-something games.
Yeah, 80-something more games to call potentially. Probably obviously won't call every one of those, but probably a good 90% of them, 95% of them maybe even. But with that being said, guys, like this video before you go. Hit that subscribe button. And until next time, guys, we are out. Talk to you later.
Before it hits the front page,